Now, let me see. There's the large carpet in the main hall. Clean it. And don't forget the garden. Then scrub the terrace, sweep the halls and the stairs, clean the chimneys. And of course there's the mending and the sewing and the laundry. And the draperies.
But I just finished.
Do them again.
That doesn't make very much sense.
How good's the graphics in that? Also, they've been given a bad rap since the dawn of time, but now one woman is looking to change the stigma of the evil stepmother by offering them a helping hand.
Allison Task has made it her duty to help women transition into the role of a step-parent. She's been dubbed the stepmother coach. And Allison joins us now from New York. Welcome, Allison. People pay $500 for your services. Tell us exactly what you do to help stepmoms.
Sure. Well, I coach them, which means they reach out to me and they're usually at a point where they're frustrated, at the end of their rope, something crazy has just happened, so it's a very big phone call. So the first thing I do is listen to the situation, and then we move on, right? The last thing I want to do is have this be a vent session, right? So we get very constructive very quickly. What kind of a step-parent do you want to be? What kind of a relationship do you want to have with your stepchildren, with your partner? No one ever dreamt they'd be a step-parent when they grew up, but yet here you are. So how do we make that something you want to be?
So you're a stepmother, and in your case, the most challenging part of the process was dealing with the birth mother. So let's look at your own personal experience. How did you get around that?
Sure. Well, you know, setting clear boundaries is really important. I started by initiating contact with her, reaching out, you know, hey, we're going to get married. I'm going to be in your daughter's life. I'd love to learn from you how you parent her. What's your parenting philosophy? Bring me on board, right? I'm here to serve. It didn't go well for reasons.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. As much as I wanted to partner, she wasn't really interested in that. So then I went, you know, back to my husband, back to my stepdaughter, and sort of created what we wanted to have happen. My stepdaughter was very, very welcoming. She saw her mother one day a week. Her mother wasn't that involved in her life, so it was probably a mistake for me to go and ask her for the recipe for success. So once I came back to base, to my husband, to my stepdaughter, we were able to co-create the kind of family we wanted to have.
Oh, lovely. If a child isn't warming to a new parent, though, being thrown into the mix, what steps can be taken to improve the relationship between the parent and the child?
Well, one of the key steps is let the child come to you. Not to make it an off analogy, but any animal, a dog, a cat, a bird, a kitten, anyone you'd come to, you don't come onto them, you know what I mean? We have a tendency to do that with children, like, oh, look at you, and we grab them and we touch them and we hold them, like, just chill, just be relaxed, be you, be interested, be interesting. Maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a musician, do you, and be open to the child approaching you. That's really important, and that really goes for any age. Sometimes step-parents are so keyed up, they overdo it early on. So that's a really important thing to set the tone. And really, there's no time where you can't step back. If you find yourself too in the mix and it's not working, stepping back is always a good solution. Not retreating or avoiding, but just letting people come to you.
But also not overcompensating. I'm assuming is it harder for younger kids in the mix as a step-parent or for older kids? Because you don't want to be that, I was just saying before, you don't want to be a stepmother. It's like, oh, you can totally drink here. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm a cool mom.
Yeah, I'm the cool mom.
Yeah. The answer is never to spoil the child, because then you have a spoiled child, right? You're going to have to deal with that. There is actually a tough zone, specifically with girls, right? The girl-to-girl relationship can be tough. And the ages of like 10 to 16 are a really hard time to enter. This has been researched and documented. If you can get in before 10 or after 16, when they're being baked or post-baked, that center zone is a really tough zone to have entry.
Well, Allison, great to have your advice here. How can people reach you?
They can come to my website, AllisonTask.com.
All right, fantastic. I'm sure you're going to get a
much,
lot
Allison.
of people from Australia, a lot of accents going to be calling you up. Thanks, Allison.